Hey guys, first episode on the channel. Thanks a ton for checking it out. Welcome. Here we go. Hey guys, Phil here, aka Polygoing, aka fucking who? So 2 points to make on that. One, I will actually post an episode 0 after I get this initial one out there that kind of comes back and talks about context and content you might see on the channel and me and themes and where I want to take it and all that kind of thing. For now, though, I wanted to get just my initial video out there because I had some clips and I had some stuff to talk about. So I'll come back later and retroactively frame things. You might also notice from the footage going on in the background, I am currently playing Dark Souls, and it is entirely possible that you're thinking to yourself right now, "Ah, Christ, and just another Dark Souls uploaded." But I promise that is not the case. I play many other games. I will include content and commentary on many other games. It just happens that I'm playing Dark Souls right now. I've only been at it for, God, this is a sound beatdown happening in the background there. Which I'll talk about in just a second. But yeah, so I've only been at it for about a week and a half, so I'm pretty terrible. And that actually loops back to the second point I was going to make earlier. So this wasn't just a tangent that I went off on, it was a well-crafted narrative loop. So yeah, the second point is that I would consider myself a gamer. I play a lot of games. I'm not a casual gamer. I feel like casual gamers are people that just play Angry Birds and Fruit Ninja. And I wouldn't consider myself a hardcore gamer because I feel like hardcore gamers are people that just play 18 hours of Modern Warfare. And I guess for simplicity, to live exclusively in black and white and speak in broad sweeping generalizations, I am neither of those things. Which I guess breaks black and white because that would imply the existence of a third category, none of the above. So I'm a none of the above. But I'm one of those people that loves games, plays a lot of games, but I'm just not very good. I don't know if it's like some sort of disconnect between my brain and my hands. What it is, but I'm one of those plateau guys that no matter how much I play, I just kind of get to a certain point and that is it. I never get better. I'm never one of these elite players. I thought that might be kind of interesting for the channel to share some of those experiences and potentially make a lot of you guys feel better about yourselves and poke some fun at myself along the way. And so on that little bit of parry fishing there, I'm going to jump directly into episode 1. Endearingly entitled, Sucking Sucks. And I thought that Dark Souls would be an incredibly appropriate backdrop to talk about this with, because if you've ever played it, it is a brutally unforgiving game. I played the shit out of Demon Souls, so I kind of knew what I was getting into when I just recently picked up Dark Souls, but man, PvE kicks your ass, much less going up in PvP against other humans. It's tough. And rather than just sit here and whine about it, I thought a good kind of theme for the episode would be talking about the differences between noobs and noobs. And I realize this is an audio track and that sounds like the same thing, but I'm talking about NEWB and NOOB. A noob, of course, being, okay, here's a great example I want to point out. So I just got stun-locked the crap out of and destroyed there. I remember from Demon Souls, I'll loop back to the noob thing after I get this thought out, but I remember from Demon Souls, you get stun-locked very, very easily. And there's a toggle escape. So I hit the Googles and I thought about, is there a toggle escape on Dark Souls? Turns out there is. You can switch your equipment at just the right moment, and then you can sort of break your stun lock, roll away to safety, throw a parry, whatever it is you want to do. So you can do some clever things. So that's great. And I feel like that falls in the category of being a noob, which I consider myself, NEWB, who is just a new player. I am just ignorant and inexperienced, and I'm not very good. I suck because I just don't know. But I will get better. I will improve. I will learn these things. I will, increase my knowledge base and just get a better feel for controlling these characters and for playing the game itself. A noob, OOB, on the other hand, is somebody that is just terrible, fancies themselves a badass, and sticks to maybe one thing that's successful, backstab fishing or parry fishing, for example, and will never, ever do anything but that. They just You know, mash those buttons and go, 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 go. And I think it's really interesting because in Dark Souls, it's pretty difficult to tell the difference between... Nah, I don't know about that. It's sometimes pretty difficult to tell the difference between them. Because I feel like Dark Souls plays a lot like Tekken, like the Tekken series, where it's very technical. And you, as an incredibly experienced player, somebody with a lot of PvP experience under your belt, can potentially get destroyed by somebody who doesn't know any better and is just mashing buttons. Like, the potential is always there for you to just be obliterated. And so this is probably redundant, but again, to point out, I am a self-proclaimed new player. You can watch me play and know that I'm a new player. So it is entirely possible. It is actually entirely likely. I have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. Please don't take this as dogma. I think you guys are smarter than that, but just to point it out. Oh, here we go. Look, stun lock, toggle escape, Excelsior. Ended up with a bow in my hand, but now that I know it exists, I can practice it and get better at it. Conversely, I just got eaten up by some missed parries there. Well, what is it? I feel is a little unwarranted. That guy was relying pretty heavily on the stun locking capabilities of this Vihander, which is something that I don't want to do. I am willing to get my ass beat over and over and over again with those failed parries. Die, 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 die. In order to, the goal being someday, I will have those parries just at the ready in my bag of tricks at any time. So when I run up against somebody who is just spamming that R1, I can confidently go in there and know that I'm going to throw off one of them and catch a nice riposte. Again, I think that's the fundamental difference between a noob EW and a noob OO. The noob EW practices that kind of thing, strives to get better at that kind of thing, so that someday they're no longer a noob. Someday they're no longer just a scrub that gets tossed around by these big-ass swords or any even little things, gold tracers and all that kind of thing. Anything that is just easily spammed. Being able to have that in my bag of tricks to kind of do things about down the road, versus the noob has a lot of success with the stun locking R1 spam, sticks with it, and never really develops any further than that. I think that's something that a lot, I'm predicting at least, that weird little help from the other invader there, coming in for some combat in these waning moments of the match. Let's see if we can parry him. Nope. So anyways, I think that's something that a lot of the veteran players can probably remember back to. At least I predict that's the case, of like this weird development phase in playing, that you can recognize these things happening in your opponent. Your own sort of ability is not refined enough, not honed enough to do anything reliably against it. But you continue to work on it. You continue to die over and over again. Big Red, you died. But someday you will be good enough to reliably go in there and throw one of those off and combat it. Sorry for the delay there. Had to grab a little sip of coffee. But here we are up against that parry spammer from earlier. At this point, I'm realizing at least he is a parry spammer, so I'm trying to be a little bit careful with my attacks in the process, getting eaten up by some pyros. But at least I'm trying to adjust my tactics, which is something that I don't think a noob OOB will do. And successful there. So, like, I mean, you know, you can't really say anything about the 1 to 18 parry ratio, 18 fails to 1 success, because clearly it pays off. It's incredibly frustrating, but I take that more as a loss for me. Like, I lost more so than he won. I'm just not good enough to do anything about that. Maybe that's rationalizing my defeats, but that's how I keep myself going in the face of all of these crushing deaths. So here he is again. I saw his soapstone down, I summoned him. This time I'm trying to be a little bit more aggressive in my countering of his parry spam. Tried to give him a kick, that was unsuccessful. So my new tactic is, okay, if he's going to run up parry, I'm just going to circle around him and go for a backstab. We'll try and punish it that way. Ouch, fire, ouch, fire, ouch, fire. But at least it's an adjustment of my tactics. At least I'm trying something different. I'm trying some things out. A lot of times it will be unsuccessful. There was a successful one. He came up, tried to parry spam. I just stepped around him, gave him a little something, something in the back. Gave him a little sting. Every breath you take, sting. So, again, just to be redundant, just to repeat myself, just to say the same thing over and over. I get it. That is something a noob EW player will do. Oh, hooray! A win! After long, long stretches of getting soundly trounced, at last, a win. Not a shiny one, but a win. But yeah, that's something a noob EW will do. React to the other player. Like, this isn't working. Let me try something else. Or this player is playing a certain way. Let me try something else. Versus OOB just relying on the spam. Growing that toolbox. Adding different tools to the toolbox, which I guess is what makes it a toolbox. It's a box that contains tools that you have available to you. So we're back at this guy, the Artorias guy from the beginning, who turned out to be a really cool cat. We exchanged some messages, and he's playing with this giant-ass Zweihander that'll stun-lock the crap out of you. So he was great to play and practice some toggle escapes from. I still can't get him down on the first hit. I can only get out after the second once. It takes me about that long to realize I'm stun-locked. But again, something we'll work on. Something that will one day just be natural. I am playing, this character does have 21 poise with my spear. I didn't feel like I needed more than that because of the ridiculous godlike range on this Silver Knight spear, but I will get stun locked on the first hit. I edited out a bunch of goofballery at the beginning of this match. That's what you saw sped up, where I was just running around like an ass, rolling way too much, not engaging. Incredibly boring to watch, so I went ahead and sped that up. That move I'm kind of proud of. That's another one I learned and picked up as a noob EW, where I see the Pyro Glove come out. I'm pretty much expecting some kind of combustion. So I get away, execute a jumping attack, and catch him just as it finishes. I'm kind of proud of that move. I'm sure that one will come back and bite me in the ass. Not pleased about how it ended. It looked like I did a little upward slash at the end of a roll and caught air, but somehow it registered a hit. But I guess that's just one of the perils of the game. So this is the last clip. I feel like it's an example of noobitude, noobitude at its finest. So I'm summoned in, host is just standing there, hit the wall, try and get his attention. He sees me, I bow, and he runs away. He also missed the steps there in the background. I think that's fairly hilarious. I don't know what's going on. Let's go find out. Maybe he's trying to PvE. What's going on? Let's go down here. Just kind of standing there. I tried to give him a shrug, noob 00 move. I gave him a well, what is it instead, not knowing my gestures. Another invader comes in. He and I go at it for a little bit. Host is still standing there. Don't know what's going on. I'm wondering if what happened is the host didn't know the difference between like a red stone or white stone or all the different summons. He saw my stone, summoned me, and thought I was coming to help him PvE. And I showed up red. It's also entirely possible he is some sort of badass veteran that is just playing like this to fuck with people. I can't rule out either. But at this point, I'm thinking, okay, here's the duel we came for. So I bow to him, and nope, he just runs back up. So I proceed to chase him. He's clearly not interested in fighting. I think it was just the confusion thing I was talking about earlier. I'm chasing him around, trying to give him a couple kicks, trying to say, hey, dude, you summoned me. What's going on? Another invader shows up in just a second. That is your classic buffed weapon, hornet ring, backstab fisher. I'd faced him a couple times, but I'm not really sure what to make of him, because he takes his backstab fishing pretty seriously. He does some reverse rolls and some pretty advanced stuff. So, bully for him. I'll let it play so you can check it out. But I end up getting thoroughly destroyed. But in closing, noobs versus noobs, I feel like they're used interchangeably, but I don't think they're the same thing. A noob EW is somebody that's trying to get better, trying to improve. Christ, that hurt. Versus a OO is somebody that is just perpetually stuck in their one thing. Sucking sucks. Being a noob EW sucks. Feeling like you suck. But it's part of the growing, part of the improvement. I'm going to keep at it and hopefully get better. Hopefully someday not suck so much. So thanks for checking it out.